These are stories of hope and courage from the hospitals and University of Loma Linda. This is the site of Haiti Adventist Hospital. But 2 years ago, the scene was completely different. Just 1,800 meters from the epicenter of the earthquake, Haiti Adventist Hospital was still standing. It was quickly enveloped by trauma victims. A massive earthquake hit Port-au-Prince in 2010, leaving hundreds of thousands of people dead and injured. One month after the earthquake, Sebastian is one of 2,000 people living in a tent on the grounds of Haiti Adventist Hospital.
Nan matin, le ba la passé, elle était sur l'école. Matin, et puis me fin faire devoir, apprendre une leçon, qu'on y a là. Il y a peine sorti la caille moi, la traversé pour la caille maman. Caille nous tout près. Qu'on y a et puis pendant la montée dans marche escalier, ben elle a arrivé.
Mama potong de la cabeza, calon crasé. Là t'es à soukavé, na marche escalier, ballon soukavé, on court monter, à ça prend un ballon souké toujours. Ballon fois même dans misal, fois même dans l'autre mien. Un bac casse aussi. Et puis, il y a mort qui t'écoute ici. Et puis, moi, j'ai vomi. Moi, crasé dans tout ça, c'est dans le gel, c'est dans le nez, ça c'est dans le bouche, à ça la vomi.
Soon after the disaster, volunteers began arriving to help the local staff. With many people living in poorly sanitized camps, infectious diseases were spreading rapidly.
This is a 4-year-old child. She came in with this rash all over her body. She's been on the streets since the earthquake. It looks like she developed scabies.
Make it fit. Yeah, we will.
I'm letting go.
Okay. Let the tourniquet go. Yeah.
We can't get a line in. We've been trying for about an hour. Because she's so dehydrated, it's so hard to get those blood vessels in a small 4-year-old child.
The penicillin, derivative.
She's developed a secondary skin infection. It looks like it's staph. We're going to treat for the staph infection once we get a line in.
So we think we're treating her for the leptospirosis and the malaria, and see if those things improve the symptoms.
2 years later, volunteers are still making their way to Haiti Adventist Hospital. Now with a focus on education, the volunteers are both gaining knowledge from the local staff and helping to empower them in a learning environment. Recently, a group of students from Loma Linda University spent 2 weeks at the hospital.
There was a sense of ownership for this trip. There was a sense of purpose and anticipation that they had of coming to do what they were trained to do. And it tells our students that they have a place in the global mission, that what they are learning can make a difference for people everywhere.
Today we are going to the Radiology Department and we are going to see how their equipment differs from ours, how they position patients, and how much radiation they're using per patient.
Excited to learn and apply what we know and learn from them, most importantly. So I just did an AP chest supine, which means laying on the table. And so, I mean, it went well, you know. The patient, she was in because she was getting a chest x-ray because there was fluid in the right lung. So, yeah.
Okay, nous allons ajouter combien? Okay. Are they thinking it's like pneumonia or?
Est-ce que vous pensez que c'est une pneumonie ou tuberculose?
Tuberculose. Tuberculose là agit comme ça. Plusieurs côtés, il fait comme ça.
This is just groundbreaking. That's all I can say. This is just so groundbreaking for us to take back to our students to say, we went to a place where you were able to apply what we've been teaching you here for the betterment of humanity. That is priceless.
Tel que doit tranquille ba moi. Et à ça, dem ta pour aller là, on va travailler. M'obligé de à ça m'a petit roche. N'a pas tiré roche pour bien me sortir et me pas et tirer.
Et puis il y a un monde qui vient passer, il dit nous gon petit qui en dedans, un petit monde qui a relé qui dit pas mourir. Là on demande comment il relé, il dit la mort Sébastien.
I was trying to call my family here, though there was no contact. I found a man who told me that my mother is dead. And then what was worse, that was when they said that Sébastien is alive and he was still under the rubble. They couldn't take him.
Il a demandé si tu manges, il dit manger. S'il dormit, il dit pas dormir. Il passe la nuit là, il a gratté à terre, où est-ce qu'il a joué un côté pour sortir, il part sortir, dormir, prendre.
Et puis, j'étais sur net 16 ans, moi, je m'ai gardé. Puis, il a mourir.
Immediately after the earthquake, orthopedic needs were overwhelming.
So we want to ream it before we reduce it.
Right, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it will just fall apart.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great idea.
So this is a 95-year-old lady. She has a side hinge nail, and now she's come back with her right leg. She has a subcalcar subtrochanteric fracture. So we're going to put in a side nail. The side nail is designed specifically to be used in the third world because you don't need a C-arm, you don't need x-rays. Put the nail in and greatly reduce her risk of mortality.
Everything turned out fine, I think, given the circumstances in which we had to do it. So I think it'll do what we need it to do.
As progress continues both around the country and at Haiti Adventist Hospital, the focus has turned to rehabilitation.
There was a patient that came in who had a tib-fib fracture.
So they probably went down like that.
What I thought we were going to do was just observe, but we were actually able to help hands-on with the patient.
Yeah, good. It was really, really fun. Just mobilize the scar, did some range of motion assessments. We got him 10 degrees of dorsiflexion, which is pretty good. Do you want to measure it right here? Sure. 105. 10 degrees.
So I got to watch my colleague Allison work with him. He came in with crutches and he went out the door hardly needing his crutches. So to see her do that was really amazing, just as a classmate and a friend, and just, you know, a peer on this trip. Seeing the need with my own eyes, I think, was overwhelming. I'm thankful, you know, that we have different tasks and different talents that each of us could come together and use as one to be able to meet the needs.
Yo te gonne qui était venu assez à métaux. Oui, il était venu à masque. Il va dire non. Non là, il était gonflé. Te gagné béton sous moi, te gonflé et il t'a suivi pour tirer. je finis faire. Après ça, je regarde mes mémoires, après ça, sorti.
Mais Sébastien lui-même vient joindre avec tonton. On l'autre frère nous. Il est content, il rencontre avec nous, il dit il a mené à l'hôpital. Il dit il n'a pas besoin de mener à l'hôpital, il ne peut pas mourir, mener à un pasteur que il dit pour la prier, bon Dieu, il ne peut pas mourir.
Il pense qu'il a fait de l'eau, il repense l'eau, il fait de l'eau, il faut plus on rigole ça. Il a tué une bonne viande pourrie qui va bon.
Nous sommes obligés de courir avec elle. Pour nous arriver, nous disons c'est coupé. Mais nous sommes opposés, nous n'avons pas accepté pour te couper. Nous avons lutté par là avec eux, nous n'avons pas aimé le petit Pierre parce que nous n'avons pas maman, nous n'avons pas papa. Et il a 8 ans. Nous avons fait tout ça possible pour que si Pierre n'a pas perdu. Ils pensé, ils ont suivi comment elle a évolué. Ils ont repensé encore toujours grave, après quoi ils sont obligés de couper. Chaque lieu, docteur, il coupe les pieds, oui, pas de compte si on t'a coupé le nez, pendant que je dormi, il coupe les pieds, oui. Les filles disent, il coupe le juste en haut.
Les autres coupé le mat connu, non?
Mais après, moi, ça a tellement de problème, il dit pour me demander au docteur, est-ce qu'il a voulu aller tout de suite. Moi, je dis, je fais ça, il dit, comme ça, courir, voulu aller, pour me mener une capacité, pour aller prier. Et puis il dit pour me dire la capacité, il dit qu'il mettre mes mains sous pied coupé et puis pour bon Dieu café puis à pousser encore.
On the hospital grounds, rows of tents serve as home to a group of patients recovering from amputations. Sebastian and his aunt have been living here for over a month.
Adam moi. Oh, on besoin manger parce que nous grand gourmet. Eh, dis-moi ta relation tu manges dehors avec.
Avec piment.
Des piments là bon.
Non la piqué.
Ça fait ça. Regardez comme parler. Oh, je ne sais pas tout maintenant. Mais regardez où ça n'a fait 4 Ok. Yeah. Ça passe là même. Mais vous avez fait un bac à la côté de
Because of the earthquake, thousands of people must now learn how to live with a disability.
Les tremblements de terre, c'est notre travail, c'est maçon. C'est le moment où je fais travail, je vais descendre. Et puis pour moi, même pas penser son tremblement de terre, non. Seulement parce que son coup de noix qui tombe, mais c'est celle qui est mise. Avait dit l'enta fait mouvement pour me sortir mon bas béton. Mais tout mon bas béton pour moi-même pas une connaissance. Comme ça me dit, pas une connaissance sur moi dit tout c'est ça après net son tomber absolument dans oreilles même le faire pou. C'est là ça me voyait j'aime moi mon bas béton. Moi j'étais capable à peine moi sorti 10h du soir. Je t'ai mené à l'hôpital Boycien. J'avais dit, c'est nous deux seulement qui étaient vivants, le reste nous étaient morts. Je ne sais pas après si j'étais venu retirer, même si j'étais venu à l'hôpital Boycien. Je n'ai pas de joindre soin, même joie. J'avais dit, je viens de joindre soin jeudi. J'avais dit, je coupe les pieds à vendredi, à 1h du matin. Même pour Konya, bon, pour le moment, il faut même un petit peu bouleversé parce que là, on est venu pour une nouvelle que mon bas béton, ça a été fait être parti parce que je ne peux pas à papa. C'est celle-là même parce que maman mourit, madame mourit, papa mourit. Ça veut dire tout respirer, ton petit genre, pas trop bien. Mais pour hier, papa me venu hier, c'est hier sentir nos étudiants soulagés parce que c'est hier faire rencontrer ensemble avec.
Students from Loma Linda University have partnered with organizations to work with local orphanages. It's estimated that after the earthquake, the number of orphans in Haiti has doubled to over 750,000 children.
So this is Mama. This is her orphanage. The name of her orphanage in English is Come Little Children and Live a Better Life.
This place was a school. It was school before the orphanage. After the earthquake, the school was collapsed, everything was done, and we have no support.
We're on day 2 of a major project. Jonathan ended up in Beehive have come and helped us again because they've dedicated the last 2 weeks of shuttling our students around, creating opportunities for our students to serve.
Today we're working on repairing this orphanage, improving the roofing situation, the flooring situation. We need to make measurements, figure out how much tin we need, and how many skylights we want to put in, how many clear pieces of skylight.
Okay.
We need to figure out how much cement.
So we're gonna take this roof up another 6 feet so rain and water doesn't get in here. So first we need to take down all this existing structure so we can build it up.
We're taking down the roofs and the walls so we can then bring in supplies and like make a new roof with a bigger overhang and clean the floors, bleach them.
You took all the tarps and the rebar and the twisted wood and the wire and the string and a few pieces of tin out of the middle of this orphanage.
We're tearing down the orphanage to rebuild it, and we get to play with the orphans, which is always an added bonus, but it's been a crazy day. I just hope we can finish everything before we leave.
What's interesting is the kids just seem sort of numb and a little bit used to change, and just they really adjusted to whatever we were doing and kept a smile on their face while we were tearing down their entire orphanage so we could rebuild it.
We're building 12 columns up and putting a nice tin roof over the top, taller than the fences in the building so a nice breeze can go through and some sunshine can go through.
It's cool to see how much all of these workers want to help the orphans get their structure up and their shelter up. I thought it was going to take a week, but it took just a couple of days. It's pretty incredible. Yeah, and it was fun to be a part of too.
This is amazing. We exceeded our expectations, and we wish we could be around another day or two to see the end result, but it's very close to being done.
Just a few days after the students returned home, local workers completed construction on the orphanage.
Having us down here to be able to contribute to something that eases their lives is just really quite transformative. And I've also watched our students, to watch them interact, to actually just be down to earth, not in a haughty sort of way of saying, here I am to give you something, but here I am to share with you what I have, but to share what you have as well, and to share where we are together. That has been probably the most moving part of this whole trip.
Me and my sister and some other members of the family, we are trying to do the best we can to take care of him, to send him to school, to feed him. All the things we can do, we will do it for him. And when we talk to him, we still give him courage. We say that life is like this, life goes on, even though he lose one leg, then he can do all the things in life.
Haïti, c'est que je souhaitais pour Haïti. Je souhaitais pour Haïti, pas maintenant pour le changer. Parce que je vais venir l'autre. Vous comprenez? Je vais venir l'autre Haïti. Côté que tout le monde vit à l'aise. Vous comprenez? Et côté tout le monde vit à l'aise, ni moi-même qui gonce le pied, ni tout l'autre monde, côté tout le monde qui Haïti. Je vais Haïti, même j'ai l'autre bord.
After the earthquake, there was a need to focus on teaching Haitians rehabilitation. In conjunction with Haiti Adventist Hospital and Haitian Adventist University, Loma Linda University created a 9-month Rehabilitation Certificate program.
I knew that it was going to be important that we develop something that would be helpful to them as they were recovering.
And the demand started the building of how do we train Haitians to work in rehabilitation.
With only about 20 Haitian physical therapists in the entire country, the program is addressing a critical need for certified rehab professionals.
I was here May of 2010, and so I got back in June, and we started this process of the academic part, the accreditation part, the approvals.
My thought was, why do I come and just help one patient, when the best thing I can do, and Everett can do, and Everett had the same idea, is to teach all of you how to provide the rehabilitation.
For the first 6 months, it's going to be predominantly academic, where they will be sitting in classrooms largely. And then come November, they will be going out into clinics around the country, probably quite near Port-au-Prince, to actually do clinical placements.
The need for physical therapy in Haiti is huge. There are still victims from the earthquake, of course. We still have to deal with a form of spinal cord injuries. There are a lot of stroke patients in here which need physical therapy immediately. The need is huge.
Our place is very important. After a bad surgery, you need a physical therapy. They need that, to take care of them, to work out with their range of motion, to help them get their muscle back, to get the motors back. It's very important for us.
16 students began the course and will graduate in 2013.
Us, we have the opportunity to be the first students that's going to be like an assistant in physical therapy. And then who knows, in the future we can be the instructor of physical therapy. And then we need that. For me, it's good things. Because this program, it's going to be very helpful. And then we can say it's all because of the quake. I can say that. For some people, it's something negative to have a natural disaster like that. But for me, from the negative, you can find the positive.
Just 2 years later, the hospital has gone from a disaster recovery site with 2,000 people living on the grounds to being a fully functional medical center. By partnering with other organizations, there's now a new campus-wide water system, a new rehabilitation center, a prosthetics lab, and a new pediatrics and private ward.
We're in still a big transition phase, but more from an operational standpoint. So going from doing a handful of OR cases to now doing thousands of cases a year, and having fully functioning services throughout all your peds, maternity, surgery, ER, just anything you can think of. We've got a new medical director, a new vision for the future, and a lot of good things happening with education, new departments, orthopedics, rehabilitation, education, a lot of good stuff going on.
Quand on est ici, depuis en janvier.
Moi-même, c'est tante Limi. C'est à tout. C'est devoir pour me prendre soin, faire tout ça, je suis capable de lui. Même pas de possibilité parce que quand il pas me craser, quand il côté le craser, toute bagaille nous perdu net. Jusqu'à présent,
Ouais. Quand il t'a le plus beau que t'as tout. va solide. Il va solide. Et puis, si nous pas on apprend. Si nous pas on apprend.
Today, Sebastian is 11 years old. He still lives with his aunt.
Troisième. Moi, une classe fermée, je vais à l'école là. Je vais à l'école. Je vais à l'école. Je mange pour la veine, je mange pour la veine. Et pas 5 à la veine. Je vais à l'école. C'est pour la nampine. Ma triple les nègres.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on Loma Linda 360.